When you're alone and life is getting you lonely, you can always go, ach, toon.
Podcasting from somewhere in Central Florida.
Where is the bloody rum?
I see you've tried knifey spoony before.
Just drink some rum.
Rum is the power, rum is the key, rum is the thing that will set us free. Rum,
And nerdy.
rum, rum,
And nerdy.
Sit back, relax. Remember to turn off your cell phones. For the next hour, let me be your Candy Crush.
Hey everybody, welcome to Rum and Nerdy. I'm Greg.
And I'm Garrick.
And this is episode 4.51, A Cup of Coffee on the Go. Which I don't drink. I don't drink coffee.
I don't know. I don't understand how, because you're a morning soda person.
Yeah.
Like you wake up in the morning and I'm going to grab me a Diet Coke. Brr, brr, brr.
No, Coke Zero.
Oh, yeah. I mean, arguably the better of the two.
But sometimes I go healthy and have a Orange Crush. It's orange juice.
It's basically a fruit. I mean, let's be honest.
Yeah, it's juice. It's carbonated juice sugar water.
Yeah, no, I'm a big fan of coffee because it's hot water with a vegetable in it. Or some kind of plant matter.
It's made with 100% fruit juice simulant.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I am really going to enjoy being retired.
Yeah?
Yeah. Number one reason, stress-free mornings. Every time, I am sick of every morning when I wake up, it's like an episode of Double Dare.
Okay.
Welcome to your Tuesday morning. We have outlined for you a series of physical challenges. Choose incorrectly, you'll get slimed.
Yeah,
it's
like sitting up without your back hurting.
Well, no, I live with a 5-year-old. That's totally different.
Yeah.
The other day, we were a little late for school drop-off because someone thought it'd be really funny to hide her lunchbox. Like I'm actively packing her lunchbox on the counter, and she runs up and goes, "Daddy, catch me!" Grabs the lunchbox and just runs off into the ether. I'm like, okay. Chased her down, found her, no lunchbox in her hands.
Jeez,
where'd you leave it? Guess. We're already late for school, right? Oh my gosh,
it's funny to me. I mean, because you and I aren't that far off in age, like 5 or 6 years.
We're not.
And my youngest is graduating high school.
I know. I started late.
And I mean, which is fine. I'm just it's so weird to me that
I spent my 20s partying like a rock star.
Yeah,
it was fun.
You did like
counterpoint. I'm in my 40s and I have to chase a 5-year-old around my house looking for a lunchbox.
Yeah, and I'm like just 50 and like my kids don't really they've got their own lives now and
shut up, Dad. Give me the keys. Actually, they don't even ask you. They have their own cars. They don't even ask you for cars or keys.
Yeah, and actually, Riley. Oh man, that's tomorrow night.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
you want to mention that?
Yeah. So Riley, and he hasn't been on this show. He's been on the previous version.
Yeah, we've talked about him on the show.
We mentioned him a lot. So he turns 21 tomorrow.
We talked
about
his 18th, like his whole 18th birthday story.
Yeah,
that's how old our show is.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
There you go.
Our show hit the lunchbox this morning. I was looking at when I was setting up the folder for this episode. It's like we are like 2 episodes away from starting to label them season 6.
That's insane.
Yeah,
that is insane.
Yeah. Our show is almost as old as your daughter.
Also insane.
Yeah. Anyway, so there's that. God. Anyway, so he turns 21.
Riley's birthday. Birthday. Taking him out.
I'm sure we'll update it at least a little bit. But we have some dinner plans downtown. We've got drinking scheduled. He's 21.
He's 21.
Yeah. I'm a little nervous about one of his buddies.
Oh, just from a...
Well, it's...
You don't know if you can trust him to be cool?
Or... No, I don't trust him to get wet-lipped drunk.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So I know...
To not do that, where it's like, okay, we're going to set you down this park bench. You try not to get arrested. We're going to go continue our night.
Quite honestly, yeah, there is a genuine concern that we're going to end up shortening the night because of this one particular
Who invited him?
Riley. It's his birthday.
Whatever.
I mean, it's one of his best friends, but
Yeah.
you know, in the past when he's drank, he gets really out of it pretty quick. So, like, you and I are going to be like, cool, you drink every other drink,
Okay.
and no shots.
Oh God, no.
And
I'm not even a shot fan. I just.
yeah, I figured.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
We
do
should
one like
start one off.
Congratulations on the whole thing, and then after that's like,
Yeah.
I got shit to do tomorrow.
I hope you don't have an early morning on Thursday,
Of course I do.
but you're just going to power through it like it's IAPA.
Correct, because I'm an adult, and that's how it works. That's also why we don't do shots.
Okay.
Hey, you're over 40. You probably shouldn't do shots. I'm just saying. By a lot.
But I shouldn't do shots by a lot, or I'm over 40 by a lot.
Both.
Be careful.
Both.
Be
both,
careful.
Both things. I'm gonna go with both.
I don't know. I handle
with
shots
both.
fine, but
You do, but you're also weird.
yeah.
You have an inhuman liver.
Yeah. You know, and it's funny. It's like, outside of recording, I haven't had a drink. No, I had that one drink at the TEA party. That's the only social drink that I've had since IAPA
Yeah,
and recording.
yeah, same. Except for the TA party, I was just walking around with water all night.
I had one drink, and that was it. And even the holiday party that we attended over the weekend, I didn't drink at all.
Really good lemonade.
No, I didn't really have any.
Oh, the
'Cause
lemonade was so
I'd
good.
brought, actually, I think this cup, my Yeti cup that I use constantly. Well, not that one. I own like,
But one just like it. You own a
9 of
fleet.
them.
You own a fleet of Yeti cups.
yeah. So we use them. Sandy and I use them. We, when we'll have a soda and then we'll rinse it out and do a couple ice waters. Keep track of our water intake and all that.
Track your water, and that's the most adult thing you've ever told me.
No.
I'm tracking my water intake. Burp, 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 burp,
No,
burp.
maybe.
Actually, you were shopping for car insurance once. That was a pretty adult conversation. Every now and then, like real life adult conversations sneak into our friendship, and it's really annoying.
Oops, I guess.
So, speaking of refinancing,
Oh, I wanted to show you a thing. Hold on. I've got
this doesn't sound legal.
to walk away from the microphone.
Do I have to file a formal complaint with? No, it was all okay. Greg's pointing to a light switch, and wait, what? Oh, you got Scott's gift installed, and that's so cool.
Yeah, there's this stand.
I didn't see it because you have it hidden behind the monitors, and I just didn't. I didn't see it at all. And then you flick the light switch, and the desk illuminated like either you were being called to by a higher power, or the podcast was sending you on a side quest. Either way, I didn't know where the glowing was coming from. That was fucking weird.
Yeah. So there's the Source 4 mini lips, and it comes with this stand thing, this pipe it plugs into.
That's a really cool stand thing.
Tucks nicely back behind the monitors.
Oh, that's awesome.
I put it onto the switch for the walls. When you come in, you can click. So now
you're going to get like a gobo for it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
gonna become a nice gel.
So I talked to Warren. Warren actually can make them, but not in that size.
I mean, and this is going to sound really ignorant of me. Can't you just get the transparent printer paper and just print one out and just be like, burp, there you go? No,
It'll melt.
it'll melt. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. I guess in theory, if I had the LED version, but this is the MR16 version.
Oh, you got an MR16 version?
Yeah. I'm cool with it. I'm happy. Like,
I'm cool with it, yeah.
Dude, it's such a cool little fixture.
No, it's badass.
Yeah.
It's badass. It's the perfect addition to the room of shenanigans.
Yeah. So I'm going to take my vinyl cutter and make a little ETC logo sticker and put it on the light switch.
That's awesome.
So, Scott,
that is awesome.
Scott, that's how happy this has made me. There's
going to be a permanent ETC switch in the studio.
Yep. So that, once we do switch over and we start doing like video thing, whatever, we'll have a Rum and Nerdy logo right in the middle of our desk.
Cool. That's so cool.
Yeah. Gazoon tight. I might have to adjust it just because the way it is now, it'll stretch the logo because the angle.
Yeah.
So we might have to reposition it kind of more coming down.
These are very first world problems.
Yeah. Pretty happy. It's cool. Anyway.
Well, that's awesome.
Yeah. Chapter 2. Skeleton's Crew.
Oh yeah. You're caught up on that one?
Yeah, we were caught up just like.
I mean, episode 3.
Yeah. Which, by the way, when spoiler alert, it's been a week. It's been more than a week at this point. So
the new episode's out tomorrow, I think. Yeah.
So, and at some point we should probably, like every other one, so just constantly talk about it. But I don't know. But this is cool. When they were escaping in the ship, and they were hooked up.
Yeah.
Did you happen to see some of the ships in the background?
I have not. I did not. I was watching it on a tragically small TV. Okay. But I heard there's some great Easter eggs in the background of the shipyard.
Well, number one, it's the Star Cruiser, not Star Cruiser, Star Tours ship.
Oh, the Star Tour. Okay.
Yeah, that ship is in the background, and the original concept for the Millennium Falcon.
I saw Millennium Falcon. Yeah, I saw. Okay, I did see the thing about that one.
Yeah,
I saw like a screenshot of it.
Those were the two that I had heard that were in the background.
That's a really good point. The Star Cruise, Disney's Star Cruiser Halcyon ship. I would love to see that just weasel into the background of something. That would be freaking awesome.
And there was. So, and I believe I'd heard that it was also used at the episode 9 when all the ships showed up at.
The Halcyon was in there too?
Exegol. Yeah, I heard that bit was in there.
Everything, like that fucking TARDIS, I think was in there.
Yeah,
like there's a lot of ships in that scene.
However, for the original concept, which was like much more of a linear ship, but it looked like the show Space 2099 or
1999, yeah,
whatever.
No, it looked exactly like the Eagle ship.
Yeah,
and that was the main production note where they're like, we can't do that.
Yeah. So, but it's the concept has never been used, so they threw it in there, so it's officially exists as a ship in canon.
That's awesome.
So I think a lot of people excited about that.
The original Falcon production design ship is what ended up morphing into the blockade runner.
Yes. In fact, didn't they use the parts?
I think they did, yeah. That might be why it morphed into the blockade runner. Like, I don't want to make something from scratch. Put bigger engines on that.
Yeah.
Turn the cockpit sideways. Done.
And cut, print, check the gate. Moving on.
That's pretty good.
It's that's funny. I was looking for pre-credit scenes before you came over today, and that was I was finding some stuff for the Grinch.
Yeah,
and that kind of was kind of fun.
That would be today. Today is actually Grinch Day at my daughter's school.
Grinch Day.
Yeah, everybody has to wear they don't have to wear, but you get to wear your favorite Grinch theme article of clothing.
And what did she wear?
It's a Grinch sweater. It's like a little sweater, and it's got the Grinch on it. And he's wearing sunglasses.
Did you have it, or did you?
I already had that in rotation, so nice. It was pretty easy. I was having the conversation with somebody the other day, and they're like, I don't like when schools do like the theme day thing, or like that's got to be really annoying, and you have a whole lineup of all these different things that you have to do. And I was like, I don't know, I kind of like it because it gives Maddie something exciting to do before school, and it helps streamline my morning process. I mean, not this morning, fucking obviously, but I mean, in general, it streamlines the morning process. Aren't you excited to show everybody your Grinch shirt? Yeah. Where'd you hide your lunchbox? But yeah, today's Grinch Day.
Well, I always kind of rolled my eyes at it when I was a student, specifically like in high school.
When
I
you were a
remember they
student,
had
yeah. When I was a student, I didn't give a shit.
No, I remember in grade school when it was like wear your Halloween costume to school and you did the costume parade thing. I remember all that. That was fun. But
Vaguely.
But like in high school when it was like Spirit Week and it's Hat Day and
I never did any of that in high school.
oh, so my buddy
High school, I was just, hey, look, jeans and Hawaiian shirt. I know it's very hard to picture me wearing jeans and a Hawaiian shirt, but
I might have told this story before on here. I'm sure you've heard it, but the Spirit Week, when I went to high school, it was, it was when hip hop was cool for white kids to like, like right when that first started. Like,
when it first started, we're like, oh, this is on the radio now, so it's cool for you to like it.
And then New Country came out. That my senior year is when New Country, wasn't so twangy, and all of a sudden it was like, wow, this is kind of rocky and rolly kind of. Anyway,
Garth Brooks,
yeah,
like hit the charts and stuff.
So
and,
you either had the guys who got pickups and turned them into lowriders that tried to turn the lowriders into four wheelers, or the 4-wheel drive trucks turned it. Because you remember those really wide, very small diameter wheels with the no tire on them whatsoever.
Yeah.
The tiny,
like the lowrider wheels.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And, and I feel like now, they just tuck them into the fender and whatever. But like they were putting F-150s on those wheels, that kind of stuff. So my buddy Aaron, who you've met digitally, I think. But
yeah.
Aaron had a cowboy hat, and he made a little sticker for the front top of it that said "Identity Crisis," and he wore that for Hat Day. And man, he almost got in so many fights.
Really?
Yeah, because he was a drummer, and he had this little 8-inch splash cymbal, and he had that and just like white rope, like the kind of rope that magicians use, where they cut it and whatever. Mm-hmm. That kind of thing that he used to tie it onto his waist as his belt buckle. And he went to school for Hat Day with like that. And I don't know, I think of those times, and I think of that particular instance where he used it to make fun of people because he was so good at it. I don't know why that dude wasn't in more fights. Because he didn't single anybody out. He would be like, I'm not picking on you, I'm picking on this group. And so somehow he got away with it.
That's funny.
Miss that guy. If only he would get his wife and kid down here to Central Florida where we could take him to the parks and that kind of fun stuff.
Speaking of which, I had a really fun day. And this is something that I honestly have not done this in a very long time.
Yeah?
Spent the day in downtown Orlando, just going to the little shops, little coffee shops, the little bakery here, ice cream place, walking around.
I wasn't sure how much we were going to talk about this, but I'm glad.
I'm just saying, I spent the day down at downtown Orlando, and it was delightful.
Yeah.
It was absolutely delightful.
I would like to think of it as you were scoping out for tomorrow night.
Yeah,
Which bars are still open?
Oh my gosh. It was walk down Church Street. There's a little crepe place. Right where the kind of the intersection is in the middle of the length of Church. I consider
kind of near the train track.
I consider Church Street to exist in between I-4 and Orange Ave.
Yeah.
Like when you say, I'm on Church Street, that's what you're talking about. It's that little side quest of bars and clubs.
Well,
it's where Cress is.
Yeah, and they generally, that's not a walking street at nights and weekends and stuff. I think they open it up.
You mean it's not a driving street?
Sorry, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, nights and weekends, they block it off, and it's absolutely just a pedestrian, kind of clubbing. It's a great street. For those of you local to the area, that's the one, the Amway Center, the corner of Amway is right on Church. So, anytime you pregame before game.
That used to be like Cheyenne Saloon and I'm trying to remember. There was a bar down at the end that had girls on swings in the window.
Mako's.
Was that Make? And then they
that
had
was
the rooftop.
and that was in the middle. So the girls on swings was Mako's. Next to it is the rooftop one, which has changed. It used to be Chillers.
Yeah, Chillers.
So Chillers was sort of like a fun dance club thing, but they had frozen cocktails. That was their whole shtick. And behind the bar, it was just those little twirly iced drink machine things.
like the margarita machines.
Yeah, but there was a whole wall of them behind a bar. And
Yeah.
So that was Chillers. And then, was it Big Bellies upstairs? It was sort of a kind of country, kind of whatever. But
I don't remember that
It
one.
was themed out. Yeah, no one went there because it wasn't very good. But it had like pigs, I think. I vaguely remember. It kind of looked like a barbecue place. I don't know, whatever. But that was the middle one. The rooftop was Latitudes.
Yeah.
And I loved Latitudes. That's sort of a tiki-ish. I wouldn't call it a tiki bar, but they had, palm trees, tiki torches. You're on a roof, and
And it's like you're on a roof, but it's like a 3 or 4 story building.
yeah, it's not overly big. You're on that.
We should still put that in the rotation for tomorrow night.
I don't. Okay, so I think there's still a bar up there. I don't know what it's called. There's like the whole establishment has under new management, and it's, I don't know, Traditions or Tidal Wave or something. I don't know. It's
Other than the first letter, there's like really not a lot tying those.
Tsunami. Yeah, I got nothing. It was. I looked at it. I'm like, oh, there's still clearly something up there because there's tiki torches and festoon lighting and palm trees. So it's still something, but it's not Latitudes. And I don't entirely know how I felt about that.
Height.
Yeah, there you go. Height. I was way off.
Under cost, it has $3 sign.
I don't know what that means.
That out of 4, these things always rate like $1, $2, $3, or $4 signs, which
Well,
tell you how much you're going to
You're
spend.
drinking in downtown Orlando, so I'll have an $11 Corona, please.
No. Like $3 signs is like $20, $25 drink.
Oh, good
Yeah.
God.
Yeah, that's dumb.
Well, yeah, drink. I said Corona. That's not even a real.
Oh yeah.
That's not a real drink.
Yeah, apparently there's food there, which is
I don't know if I would eat food there.
coffees and if that's what it is.
Heights. What's next to it? Isn't there one? Hold on. Trade Winds or
There's Cray.
So Crest, that restaurant
Crest,
is over there.
Studio 27.
Which I think is in between. I think that's the old Mako's in between
Yeah.
Crest and Latitudes.
Then there's Church Street Bars. Okay, that's generic.
Welcome to Church Street Bars.
Clandestino Orlando.
What the fuck is that?
And then Irish Shannon's, which I've been to there.
Okay.
And then Chillers, Cahoots, Latitudes. So that's still what that is.
They still call it that, huh?
Yeah. So I think that other
I
one, I think Heights just did something different.
I feel like that might be, yeah, I don't know. What's really weird is I didn't see any sign on the building anywhere that said Latitudes or Chillers or anything.
The pictures show that
It looked boarded up and abandoned, but
well,
that's probably what most nightclubs look like during the day.
well, and it might actually be closed. Who knows? Anyway,
So if you keep going, keep scrolling to the left on your thing there.
Yeah.
So I probably got sidetracked. So that little roundabout that's in the middle of Church Street,
yeah, here.
there is a crepe place to the north side of that little roundabout thing. Fucking incredible. That's probably one of the best crepe places I've been to in a long time.
So that's now the 55 West.
It's the 55 West building, and it's the ground floor of that building, right in the center. It's called like Crepe Station or
Crepe Delicious.
There you go, Crepe Delicious. And amazing. They have and I texted my buddy Nick about this immediately because he's a huge Nutella fan. They have a cappuccino made with Nutella called the Nutellachino. And however amazing you think a Nutellachino is, it is that amazing. It's fucking awesome.
So we started talking about coffee. I actually will have it. You know, it's funny too because I say I don't like coffee, but whenever I'm in Europe, I'll have a cappuccino every single day because it's
And Cuban coffee and
I'll
coffee
make,
con leche. and
cafe con leche. I'll make.
you like all of the specialty higher end. I put effort into making this coffees, but not the bullshit gas station. I poured this out of a hot mug coffee.
So, and it's funny. It's been on my Christmas list the last 3 Christmases is to get a new one of those coffee makers to do that because I forgot what the
Like an espresso.
Yeah, well, it's the one that's got you put the water and the grounds in the bottom chamber and screw it on, and it percolates up through.
Oh,
You
yeah.
put it on the burner.
I have one of those.
So I have one, but it was just one of the cheaper ones, and I mean, it looks like it's made out of aluminum, or I don't. It's not
Like
aluminum.
like pot metal. Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, and it gets that powdery tarnish on it that doesn't want to clean off, and like
They all get that.
yeah, and
Like I mean, unless you get a really fancy stainless steel or brass or something.
well, there's like a powder coated one that's like red. That's really really cool.
Well, the powder coating will flake off. It'll do that eventually, and then you throw it out and you get a new one.
Well, yeah, but like that's been like Sandy had like 2 years ago had gotten it for me, but the one that she got was like a single cup one. The whole assembly was like 6 inches tall, and it was. I'm like, ooh, yeah, that's not good. So I don't know. Might get it again this year. Probably not.
Every year, get one of the coffee things.
Yeah, I still have the original one. That's the only one I have had. But anyway,
I have the original one too. It like the gasket started coming out, and the tarnishing stuff made it hard to seal, and then it would
yeah.
semi percolate out onto my stove, and I really liked it, and I enjoyed the process. And then I got an espresso machine. I don't think I've gone back to it.
Well, God, I'm saying there's a place called Mai Tai downtown. It says it's a bar, but it looks like it's a counter order restaurant too. So I don't know. Corona. Are we going to go to Corona?
Maybe could go to Corona. It's across the street from Tanqueray.
Yeah, we have to go to Tanqueray for one drink.
Because it's a basement bar. I love when you're in Orlando and you have to walk downstairs to get to your. It's I don't know, something about that. The other place that's like that is Starlight over by Aku Aku and a World of Beer. That's like right. Yeah. Again, if you're going to walk downstairs to a club,
I want to say I went to a company Christmas party at Starlight once.
it's a nice looking place.
Yeah.
I walked past it yesterday. When I did Aku Aku. Got my signature drink there.
We got to go to Hanson's.
Got to go to Hanson's. Got to get the number for Hanson's because you have to call to get the password of the day or something.
I thought they stopped doing that.
Yeah, see, that's how long it's been since I've gone drinking downtown.
Oh yeah, the last 2 times I went, you just went. Because I remember, when it first opened, that's what you would do. But
And now it's like, whatever.
yeah. And then there's the Hampton Social. We'll probably go over to that. So it's like,
not bad. Not bad.
And of course, I think we're starting at AC, right? Happy hour there.
Yeah, happy hour at AC, and then we're going over to Crest, right?
Yeah.
Dinner at Crest.
And then it's just going to be up Orange, over around.
Well, zigzag. You're down Church, up Orange, down Central, because we're going to go out to the lake. They have all the Christmas lights up at the lake.
Well,
it's really nice.
Before we get down to the lake, though, we need to, because it's off of Orange, we do need to go to Hampton Social, possibly swing into Harp and Kelt, and then for that's probably going to be the last stop before we go and we hit that row over along the lake and end at Aku Aku. So, yeah, it's going to be fun. Can't wait to update everybody on how it turned out.
Turns out we overdo it at Crest and just go home from there. We hit 2 spots, and that's the end of the night.
Yeah. Wonder what the hours are at Aku Aku. It's just 2 a.m.
I think they close late. That's a fun little downtown tiki bar thing. It's surprisingly cute.
I was talking to somebody. I think I was talking to somebody at that holiday party on Saturday and mentioned that we were going to do this and end at Aku Aku. And they're like, oh, I was just there last night. And I'm like, yeah, they got a great drink there. My favorite drink there is the Tiger Fucker. And they're like, that's what I got. I'm like, I got a Mai Tai. Because, you go to a tiki place, you got to get, that's like I'm going to baseline this place. I got to get a Mai Tai. And then they got the Tiger Fucker. I'm like, yeah, it's Tiger Fucker all the way.
I was there with somebody who had never been. And she's like, I'm going to go place an order. And what do you want? I'm like, I'll take the Tiger Fucker. She's like, you're making that up. I'm like, no, that's the drink. She's like, I don't see it on the menu. It's not. You're going to make me say that in front of this bartender, aren't you? Yup.
And it was glorious.
And it was delicious. Oh, it's a little spicy. It's got a little heat to it.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's a really good drink. That's a really good drink.
Yeah, it's my favorite one there. Yeah.
And remember, if you go to Aku Aku, order the Tiger Fucker, and tell them Greg and Garrick sent you, that's good for no money off.
Yeah, they'll say who.
Yeah. Yeah, our name carries literally no weight there.
Yeah.
Ah.
I'm looking at their menu here. The Dust. Upstairs Tiki Room. Aku Aku.
Oh, I think that's The Dust. I think might be the rebranded Stardust.
Oh, okay, cool.
They use the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel font.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, I have that font. I think we used that for an episode back in the day.
That's weird.
What's that?
Yeah,
that they just use some free font for all of their corporate advertising? How dare they? No one ever does that.
Well, yeah. Well, Papyrus. Papyrus.
Papyrus bold. Or is it italic? It's just Papyrus italic.
Yeah.
I love a good font joke.
I guess it's. I didn't realize that those two were the same business owners.
I mean, probably. It's like the same building.
Yeah. Their websites are connected. Okay, so here we go. Menu. Mai Tai, of course. The Espresso Bongo.
Espresso Bongo.
When you need a little pick-me-up. Appleton rum, fresh lime, OJ, passion fruit syrup, pineapple, house-made cold brew coffee syrup. Aku Aku.
I didn't realize their cold brew coffee syrup was house-made. That's delightful.
That sounds like something that I need to figure out how to make. Aku Aku, that's their house namesake. Pineapple, mango, mint. Oh my! See, and this is a $10 drink. $10 Planere dark rum, pineapple, mango, fresh lime, and mint.
They
sounds good.
They have a really good. I know you're going to be surprised that a tiki bar has a really good rum lineup, but they have a really good rum lineup.
Yeah.
They also have a lot of OFTD.
Really?
Did I mention that last time? That I had to go out of my way to find effing OFTD?
Yeah, I remember, because I helped you.
Oh my God. I went to like 5 different places to find it, and I eventually found it at 5 Star, and I'm like, I think I need 2 bottles, and the guy was like, well, we got 4.
You see what I got there?
God,
hidden for us?
I'll just take all 4. Just, ugh. Oh.
Want a little sip?
No.
Okay.
I want to save it. I don't want to crack it open for just, hey, wet your lips with this delicious coconut rum on your way to.
Okay. That's why I bought it, but okay. I get it. 3 dots and a dash, of course, from that bar. Bali High.
Well, it's an actual drink. It's not from the bar. The bar was named after the drink.
Yeah, no, I know, but Spelunkin' Dunkin'.
That sounds
That's
gross.
tequila in it.
Spelunkin' Dunkin'. What the fuck is that?
Tequila, fresh lime, agave, Hamilton, pimento drum, house vanilla syrup. Brother Monk E. Yeah, monkey business. I'm looking for it. Yeah, Volcano Bowl. And they don't have it on the menu anymore. I wanted to read the description of it, but oh well. So so that'll be probably our final stop.
It's a good final stop. It's a good final stop, and it's just on the street from this ice cream place I went to, and they have some good ice cream.
You were really plugging. Did you like join the Downtown Orlando Tourist Association?
I've always loved. I like cities. I like exploring cities and just wandering around. Like, this street looks like it has some interesting things on it, and you walk down, and you're like, oh, there's a coffee shop, there's an ice cream place, or there's a sweet used record store.
Yeah,
or it's a coffee bar / record store. I think there's some fun stuff, and it was a fun day of exploring, and I haven't done that in years, and I forgot how much I missed it.
I mentioned this before. I think once once the kids are completely gone out of the house and doing their own, like Sandy and I have talked, like, this is probably not the forever house. It's just a little bit bigger than we need. Although she's still like, oh, we need a 4-bedroom because, like, my office, your office, a guest room.
You start doing the math on it, and suddenly it's not that big.
Yeah. So, but I'm like really contemplating getting rid of a home and moving into a building downtown or in a downtown.
I already had that thought coming from the homeless guy, and one of the places I was looking at was right across from the lake, right, Lake Eola. It's got a little pool, and it's pretty sweet. And part of me is like, yeah, this would be awesome. And then the other part of me is, I can get like 3 times the house for the exact same mortgage. Mm. Yeah, that always.
But do you have a view on a balcony?
No.
Yeah.
No. I also, yeah. Ooh. Yeah. I'd love it though. I used to live in downtown in a city like that, and I kind of miss it because it's a lot of fun.
Yeah, where you can just like walk to different restaurants and stuff. And
you know me, I'm the biggest car guy in your life currently.
Yeah.
And when I lived in a city, I used my car maybe once a week. Maybe. Like, I would park it, live my life, and like, oh shit, I have to go to Best Buy or something, and I got to walk 3 blocks to wherever the hell I left my car, hope it's still there, and then drive on off to wherever I was going to go. I mean, even grocery shopping. It's like, I'm going to walk over there and just grab the handfuls of items that I need for my week.
And see, for me, I'm the guy that bought a brand new vehicle in 2019. 5 years later, it's got 36,000 miles on it. And it's been on a couple short road trips.
You've had that thing for 5 years?
Yeah.
You and I have taken it to Miami like twice.
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah, and that's not, I mean, you and I have done that, plus and a couple other shows and things like that. That it's gone down there and then over to Southwest Florida for... I
like how you say it's gone down there. Like, oh yeah, I took a vacation and went to Miami for the weekend. It got together with friends. They did Jeep stuff. It never calls.
It's got its own life.
It's like the Knight Rider of fucking Jeeps.
Yeah, well, it's a cool Jeep. Anyway, but yeah, so it's interesting that it, I just don't drive it that much. I love it.
I looked at my Charger. It's about to roll over like 150,000 miles. I'm like, that's a lot of miles. And then realize, it's also like a decade old. Like, oof.
Yeah.
Oof.
I'm actually surprised. Partly I'm not, because I feel like you would upgrade and you'd get a new car sooner than you have.
Yeah, I surprisingly don't. Much like the clothes I wear, it's like, oh, hey, here's a new thing. I'm going to drive it until it explodes. And then I'll buy a new thing and drive that till it explodes.
Yeah.
I maintain it well, go through all the services, do all this stuff.
Sure.
It's literally the best vehicle I've ever owned from like a manufacturing design standpoint. 0 complaints. I think since I've owned it, one thing broke on me and I had to have fixed, and another thing was replaced because it was. I didn't know about it, but it was failing. I had it in the shop and like, oh yeah, this is about to go. It's a common problem. I'm like, oh yeah, fuck, change that. But otherwise, zero issues. Like, holy shit.
That's largely how I feel about the Gladiator.
Yeah.
But, because it had been in that accident and now it's been a few years in Florida sun, you can see the two different color paints now. And a couple other minor things that all kind of link back to that. But I'm really feeling, because it is still like ridiculously low miles, I'm feeling like
you should trade it in and get something.
Yeah, I think I'm just, as many as you don't see anymore, I think I'm just going to get a 2-door Jeep. I don't need the 4-door. I don't need the big Jeep as much as I drive it. And because I had an 89 and a 90 as project cars years ago. And then I bought a 2-door Jeep that I loved and ended up trading it for a 4-door because, the 2-door, once the kids got a certain age, it's like impossible to get in the back seat of that thing. Unless the top's off and then you just climb in. But and then I got the 4-door and then now the Gladiator. So I've owned a few, I've owned a few Jeep products.
Slightly.
But the 2-door, the newer 2-door, that wasn't a project car. I do miss it because I was working on Diagon Alley at the time, and I remember there was always kind of this: if you can find a place that you could legally park, that you could park over by the building, and I could park that thing anywhere. In fact, once there was a mound of dirt, and I parked on top of it because I could. And the turning radius, everything else, it's so easy to park, the fun to drive. So I think I'm going to trade it in for a 2-door soon.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting.
Yes.
I haven't had a car payment in 5 years. That's fucking awesome.
Well, I'm looking forward to paying off the Jeep, but at the same time, just because that accident and a couple other little things, I feel like I don't want to have this long term.
You don't want to commit. You don't want to commit to it. You feel like this is going to be a problem later.
Yes, my gut is telling me that long term, there's going to be something I'm going to have to mess with more often than I want to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. You should get yourself a nice Dodge.
No, I'm getting another Jeep, and I appreciate that. I feel like if I got a Dodge, it'd be a Challenger, and then I feel like
those are fun. It's a 2-door Charger, so
yeah,
it's literally the same car.
Yeah, I like the body lines on it, and it's
a great looking car.
But at the same time, I feel like that is more of a midlife crisis, and I don't want to.
You can get them in stick. That's not really a midlife crisis car. It's got a big trunk. It's comfortable. It has heated seats. A midlife crisis car has a roll cage in it.
I don't know. We'll see. That probably won't be for 3 months before I do anything anyway.
That's fair.
Yeah. Yeah, I need to get the company stabilized first. We're working on that too.
Yeah, that'll help.
Hope to update everybody on that at some point, but
that'll be fun.
But not today.
Not today.
No. Anyway. So downtown, you wrapped it up. You said you went to World of Beer.
Yeah,
people watched.
Oh my gosh, it was fun, and created some World of Beer. They have beer flights, so you got a group of people, each get a beer flight. You can try each other's flights and whatnot, and it's a fun sampling while people watching because it's right on the lake, and they have a beautiful balcony, gorgeous view, Christmas music playing, and
nice.
Actually, they also have one of those Touch Tunes jukeboxes, so I may or may not have hijacked that and put way too much money into a virtual jukebox because I wanted to listen to my music, and that was a lot of fun. Fun incident that happened while at World of Beer. We watched a guy get arrested because he took one of the swan boats out to the fountain in Lake Eola and then climbed the fountain.
What?
Like, didn't know
Was the fountain off?
it shut off when he got there. Apparently, the fountain has intrusion detection, where it's like, which one would expect, from a, working in the theme park industry,
Yeah.
you have all, ride perimeters and machine safety and blah, blah, blah. But it's like, oh, hey, someone's walking around the fountain. And so he took a swan boat out to the fountain, gets out, starts climbing up to the top. He's got a little backpack on him. So we're like, well, he's either going to blow it up or tag it or maybe take a selfie from it. Not sure, but let's see where this goes. And then a bunch of cops went out on the little pontoon boat on the lake,
Wow.
which was aptly named the SS Swantoon, with a giant sign kind of.
I'm going to get a boat and name it the SS Esses. The SS, then ESSESS.
The SSSs, Esquire. So, for those of you that don't know, Lake Eola, downtown Orlando, swans are kind of, there's a whole like swan habitat, and there's a whole gaggle of swans. What's a collection of swan called?
Swarm? I don't know.
Swarm. I don't know. It's weird. Like multiple crows are called a murder.
Yeah.
So I imagine a gaggle of swans is called something really weird, as you look it up right now. But so a bunch of swans there. So there's the swan boats and a bunch
collective. Yeah.
It's called a collective.
What is a group of swans called? A herd, bevy, or flock of swans.
A bevy. Bevy.
BEVY.
A bevy of swans. Okay, so there's a bevy of swans that lives at Lake Eola. There's instructions on what to feed them and not feed them.
Yeah.
A bevy of swans.
Oh, no, here. A group of swans can be referred to by several different collective nouns. When in flight, they might be called a wedge or a flight. Otherwise, a group of swans may be called a bevy, a bank, or a herd, among other names.
A bank of swans.
Yeah.
A swan bank.
Yeah.
Hey, do you want to get some food pellets and head down to the swan bank?
Oh, yeah, I've got to make a deposit. I was thinking about getting a swan safety deposit box while I was down there.
Could. You absolutely could.
Yeah.
That's a great way to finish up Riley's 21st birthday, is to go feed the swans at the lake.
Yeah, because that's what a bunch of 21-year-old males want to do. Feed the swans.
They're cute. We can walk around the lake and look at the Christmas lights, take in one of the shows.
Yeah, and by that time, that might be all of this group is capable of doing. Like, okay, here's the rest of the night, we're going to not fall in the water, okay? Splash.
Yeah.
You and I are
I'm on-
effectively the referees at amateur night. But he did take the next day off. So I told him, you're going to need to.
Yeah, he will. I'm absolutely not overdoing anything. There's got too much shit going on.
Okay.
Too much shit going on. I got to be productive all week. It's like the last week before the holidays. So like I have a ton of stuff I need to finish.
I got nothing.
Really? Well,
Yeah. I mean, I got, some little things to do here and there. But after last week,
you want to swing by my place later and wrap all my Christmas gifts? That'd be awesome.
I've been doing that here. Even wrap some of my own.
So you have Christmas wrapping experience, is what you're saying?
I'm a pretty good Christmas wrapper. I'll just say it. Yeah. I'm not a ninja or anything, but I'm there.
Nice.
So, anyway, speaking of that, I do have a bunch of the kids to wrap today, so I'm going to go jump on that.
That's
The daytime recording, guys. That's why we didn't drink. But next week we've got the Christmas episode. We're going to release on Christmas Day, so that will come out a couple days early. The following week, we are going to do our New Year's one, which is actually with our challenge to complete all 52 weeks. We are now, with this recording, we are now one away from succeeding. However, we're doing...
because we're overachievers.
Yeah, we're going to do Christmas week. We're going to release it early on Christmas Day, and then we're going to do... What's the other one? New Year's Eve or New Year's Day? Because technically, if we do New Year's Day, that is season 5, episode 1.
Do we want to have someone come over and record New Year's Eve, and we could just record and post like late New Year's Eve, so it's available New Year's Day? I don't even know what my New Year's plans are.
We talked about doing it Monday.
I haven't thought that far ahead.
Well, I think we're just gonna hang out here because I was invited to a thing. I'll tell you about once we get off the air. But
Yeah.
I was invited to a thing, but generally we just kind of hang out. But I thought we were going to Target on Monday and possibly do the tasting box.
Ooh.
Because you said you were off on Monday.
Yeah.
And then we can release that on New Year's Eve.
Ooh, I like that plan.
And then we'll just have a 53rd episode. That'd be fun to do a little extra.
That's right. Isn't 53 a prime number?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Ending
It's
on a
rum,
prime
and,
number.
rum, and, rum and Nerdy Prime.
Fantastic. Well, all that start off by we'll see what happens, but keep a listen.
We'll see what happens. It's up in the air.
Yeah, nothing's done until it's done. Thanks to our partner in crime, Dave Martin.
DemoDavePro.com.
You can check us out on our website, rumandnerdy.com. That's rumandnerdy.com.
Social medias, we are also at Rum and Nerdy.
And you can email us, show@rumandnerdy, still A-N-D, show@rumandnerdy.com. Don't forget that you need to email us your ideas for the Dear Rum and Nerdy advice column that we're trying to put together. I think we have 4 or 5, and we want to get to about 8, so do not shy away from that. And don't forget...
We got to do that on our New Year's episode? That the thing?
If we can get enough. Right now, we like...
Yeah, I guess we got to hold out till we get critical mass.
Yeah. So hopefully then we get some, and don't be shy. Like, what advice do you need from...
That could be next season's premiere. We could make it a whole shtick.
Yeah, that would be good. And then also don't forget to, next year's naming convention, we're still looking for ideas on that.
Need some good ones for that one.
Yeah. Maybe we can do a social media post on that one.
Yeah.
Or something. I don't know. So all of those things coming up. So reach out to us at show@rumandnerdy.com. And next week we're going to crack open the eggnog.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'm looking forward.
Talk about Christmas. Might have a nice list conversation.
Might check it twice.
Yeah.
I have some really fun Christmas conspiracy things related to specifically the Grinch. It's like, ooh. I heard it. I'm like, ooh.
Christmas conspiracies. Okay.
I'm going to bring up a Christmas Grinch conspiracy. It's a good one.
Awesome. Okay. With all of that, thanks. And
stay nerdy, my friends.
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go downtown. When you've got worries, all the noise and the hurry seems to help, I know. Downtown, just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon signs are pretty. How can you lose? The lights are much brighter there. You can't forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. So go downtown, things will be great.
The song Downtown? You mean the Petula Clark song?
Yeah.
You sure he didn't just mention it because you happen to be going downtown?
I think he was trying to tell me something, like it had some sort of a meaning.
Okay, so how does it go?
When you're alone and life is making you lonely, you can always go
downtown.
Maybe you know some little places to go to where they never close.
Downtown.
It's like little places to go where they never close. What's a little place that never closes?
7-Eleven?
Maybe. Just listen to the music of the traffic in the city. Linger on the sidewalk where the neon lights are pretty. Where the neon lights are pretty. The Broadway area?
No, that's Midtown.
The lights are much brighter there. You can forget all your troubles, forget all your cares. Just go.
Downtown.
Things will be great when you're
downtown.